Fucked it, friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet. And once I knew I was not magnificent. Third lake, it burnt away the whole way. Was where we learned to celebrate. No man born these in time for me. And that you made me afraid. Not the meaning, nor the faith that us to create. See nothing that's enough for me. And once I knew I was not magnificent.
Make this
Hold
video.
on. No.
I chose to make this video to basically kind of put out there. I've had a lot of people hit me up and want me to follow up on the video that I made back in 2014. You know, I was really motivated at the time to do a good job and take my meds and deliver myself from being in this terrible state and not have a death sentence happen. Well, funny thing is that I really screwed the pooch big time, and for me, it's kind of important that I can somehow like find the people who are in my same mentality at that time and let them know exactly what I'm going through now and how real it is. So there is a certain like demographic of people I really feel like I need to reach. Like there is a huge influx of not only like just young people in general, but especially here in New York City, you find a lot of blacks and Latinos that are getting into the party and play scene, and a lot earlier than they should be. Now, I've been doing meth since I was like 17 years old, but I never associated with sex until maybe I was like 24, 25 years old. That's when I kind of got into that scene. But what you're seeing now is a lot of these poor, you know, welfare recipient kids that have nothing better to do with their time. So they get on Grindr and they're going from house to house to house to house to house, partying with money that they don't have and drugs they don't have on other people. And they really are putting their own bodies like in a terrible position, just in the name of being able to get fucked up and have fun for a couple minutes. And I don't think they know how serious it is. You're looking at like 90% of the people who are in the PMP scene, party and play, are definitely not only HIV positive, but probably positive with a lot of other shit too. So, why I didn't take my meds for 6 days? It's a little bit hard to explain, and I don't really want to make any real stupid excuses about it. The fact of the matter is that I basically just stopped giving a fuck for a while, and I felt like, when you get HIV, a lot of times you're kind of compounded with like more and more, like it just seems like more piles up on your shoulders, and to the point you're just like, how much more can I take? Fuck it, I just don't care. Coupled with that, with the fact that I was, I was involved with selling drugs and things of that nature, so I was constantly on the go, and I could not differentiate one day from 5 days. It was all the same. And I dated this guy a few years back, and it was like my first real boyfriend, I guess you could say. And the one thing that I asked him to do for me was like, hey, I have a really hard time remembering to take Strivold every day. Can you please, if nothing else, can you just like remind me every day so I take the pills? Because again, I couldn't differentiate one day from 3 days. When you have HIV meds, any type of retroviral medication, if you don't take it consistently, that virus in your body, that genotype is going to become resistant to it, and it will no longer work. So after a while, I said, well, fuck it. Number one, this nigga doesn't care enough to tell me, then fuck, I should care, right? Well, also, I said, well, maybe I should rethink this and come back to this when I'm at a time when I can consistently remember to take it, because I don't want to ruin the ability for these to take these meds to take. Well, that coupled with the fact that I hate blood tests, and mind you, I slammed crystal meth, no problem. But I'm terrified of blood tests and getting blood work or anything like that. It terrifies me. My arms are really fucked up. So for me to like go to a phlebotomist and have them try to like attack me, sometimes it would be like 10 times they would stick me and they couldn't find blood. I hated that. I hated all of it. So you couple all those things together, I just shit showed, and I simply didn't give a fuck. And that put me in the position I'm in now. Basically I have 38 T cells right now. That's my CD4 count. My viral load is 694,000, which, mind you, 10,000 is a pretty high reading. I now have cancer, and I'm gonna have to do chemo pretty soon to get rid of that. And I have late stage syphilis. And this is all because I figured, Ali shared a healthy weight, so there's no problem. I thought, oh shit, well, you're 215. I felt like I almost had tits sometimes, like, there's no way I'm getting that sick. You look at people that died of AIDS, they were like maybe 10 pounds wet. Not the case. Well, that definitely is not your safe zone. And generally speaking, the big problem is that people, a lot of times when they get HIV, they feel as though you are all responsible for it. So, in turn, like, you'll find a lot of people find it completely okay to tell the people not only that they negative, or they'll say they're on PrEP. That's a big, I see that a lot. People that say they're on PrEP, a lot of times it means they're already HIV positive. They've already got the kitty. And I hear people say constantly almost that they're undetectable. Undetectable means that your viral load is down to 0, which means that under, microscopic lab equipment, they really could barely tell that you're positive. And at that point, if you are undetectable, you actually cannot give another person HIV. There's not enough copies for it to produce and create havoc in their body. Most of the people that I find that are saying that they're undetectable, I mean, number one, they look like a whole shit show. I mean, like, they look awful. And they're telling these 18-year-old kids, just because they want to fuck, that they are undetectable and that they are at no risk at all if they have sex with them, which is the furthest thing from the truth. And when you're doing any kind of partying scene, condoms are not something that comes up in your head. In fact, I maybe have known 2 people in my entire life being involved with this scene that have actually, had the knowledge to go ahead and pull out a condom. Like, other than that, when you're high on this shit, it just makes you not give a shit. And, like I said, these people usually have gonorrhea or herpes. I mean, look at me. And that's one thing I will say for myself is that, like, it can be somewhat self-deprecating to sit there and explain to people every time that you have sex that, I'm HIV positive. Like, that can really kill the vibe, and as it should. But a lot of people don't have that conversation, and it's just sad. That's exactly what's happening. So, I mean, you're seeing like young kids, maybe 22 years old, they're getting super AIDS, which is when you have several different types of viruses that mutate and kind of conform to your body, well, it ends up killing these people out. And, you know, they end up getting that bacterial pneumonia and they're out.